When did you graduate, Somya?
I have graduated in 2023.
And what is your salary today?
I am currently getting 60k per month.
Okay, so you've gone from 10k to 60k in less than 1 year.
Yeah.
Do you have a health insurance right now? Somya, this becomes absolutely vital. I want you to take this very seriously. I would recommend you get one right away. And how much money do you have, if you don't mind me asking, in your bank account right now?
5 lakhs.
Do you have any certain goals that you want to use this money for and the money that you would save in the future?
First is to purchase a new house. The second goal is I want to do a startup.
Do you want to know how much money you would require for retirement?
Yes.
You need about 46 crores that you need to have saved up in the future.
46 crores.
Yeah. After paying for your home loan down payment and after spending about 4.5 crores, you still have 48 crores at the age of 60. Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of MoneyWise, and today we are joined by Somya. Somya, where are you from and what do you do?
First of all, thank you, Dan. And hello guys, everyone. And I am from Jaipur, Rajasthan, and I am a project manager.
You're a project manager. And how old are you, Somya?
Yeah, I am 22 years old.
22. So is this your first job right out of college?
No, it's my second job.
When did you graduate, Somya?
Yeah, I have graduated in 2023.
2023. And can you tell me what was the salary you drew on your first job and what is your salary today per month?
Yeah, so I have started as a 10k per month. And afterwards I got 30k as a SD1.
Okay.
And now I am currently getting 60k per month.
60k. So you've gone from 10k to 60k in less than 1 year, essentially.
Yeah. I have almost, it's been 2.7 months. I have started working in third year myself.
Okay, wow. Yeah. And do you think working in college, starting work then has contributed to you earning this very high number right now for a person who has just graduated from college?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that it has helped me a lot, because I have get an internship opportunities. I have learned many things so that I can implement in my current. So yeah, that has helped me a lot.
That is wonderful because you had the foresight to start very, very early with your career, and you also were telling me that you want to start investing as early as you can. You're just 22, so you have got a long runway. So this is wonderful, Somya. So Somya, tell me one thing. So you're making 60,000 rupees. This is in-hand money every month?
Yeah, it is in-hand.
And what is your CTC?
CTC 8 LPA.
8 LPA. And so after everything, after TDS, EPF, everything else, 60,000 hits your bank account. Okay. Got it. Can you tell me, first of all, do you live in a family house? Do you live in a rented house? What's your living situation like?
Yeah, so I live in a family house.
Now, your parents, are they working right now? Have they retired? What do they do?
Yeah. So my father is doing a business and my mother is a housewife.
Got it. And they are self-sufficient in terms of money, or do you contribute to some expenses out of necessity?
No, currently I have not contribute to their expenses.
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
So you're making 60,000 rupees a month. That's what hits your account. Can you tell me the biggest expense that you incurred today?
It's my car EMI and it's fuel. It's fuel.
Okay. What is your car EMI and when did you buy this car? Which is this car?
I have bought in 2023, June 2023. It's on 20th, 24, it will be 1 year of my car. And and the EMI is 15k per month. 50.
And what is the tenure of that loan?
Tenure is 5 years.
5 years, all right. And which is the car? How much had you got it for?
Yeah, so it's a Nissan Magnite and I have bought it for 10 lakhs.
Got it, all right. And so 4 more years of that EMI are left. What are the fuel expenses like and where do you drive this car to every month?
Fuel expenses is around 10k.
Around 10k.
And daily office to work to office, that's one thing. And apart from it, some long drive if I have to go, or some family gathering, or some friends with friends. So around my car drive in a week, like approx 100 kilometers.
Got it. All right. So you're spending 25,000 on car EMI plus fuel cost.
Yeah.
That leaves you with 35,000. What else do you spend recurring money on every single month?
Yeah. So like take the mobile recharges.
Okay.
Of my brother, younger brother, myself, and my mother.
Okay.
So like it is around 1,500 to 1,600.
Okay.
All three phones.
Got it.
Yeah. So recharge and apart from it, sometimes like we order food, like 1-2 times in a month, not more than that.
Correct.
So that's
Got
only
it.
I spend.
Got it. So if you say 1-2 times you order food, so that's 1,500, 2,000 rupees on the higher end. Do you go out to eat as well?
Yeah, outing sometimes.
Outing sometimes.
With my friends only. Yeah,
okay,
friends.
Got it. Do you have any expenses outside of that? Outside of eating out, ordering in, mobile data every month?
Yeah, so like I don't spend on clothing. My mother only purchases. So the clothing is, I am not in that, and that's all. Yeah, otherwise I have no expenses and I don't invest.
Got it. You don't invest. Do you want to start investing as soon as you can?
Yes, absolutely.
And do you have any money in FDs, RDs, or any other money? Do you have any money in your bank account as well right now?
Yes. I have a savings account. I have money in that, and apart from it, I have no RDs, FDs, and mutual funds or SIP, anything like that.
Got it. And how much money do you have, if you don't mind me asking, in your bank account right now?
Yeah, it is approx 5 lakhs.
5 lakhs you have accumulated in your bank account. This is money you have saved over since the time you started working.
Yeah, we can say it's kind of a saved money.
Saved money. Got it. All right. Okay. So look, Somya, this is wonderful because you have some base that is already created. Putting it and keeping it in your bank account is not ideal. But let me once again tell you, you are 22. You could have very well easily spent that money somewhere. You could have you'd have gone for a big vacation, which has its place. You should do that. But having this money saved up at such a young age is fabulous. So once again, I think you are on the right track. Now, you said you wanted to start investing, and we'll talk about how you can deploy this 5 lakhs as well. What should be its purpose? How can you now use it? But you said you want to start investing, haven't started yet. Can you tell me what's been stopping you from investing? Because you have been accumulating this money in your bank account. So it's not as if, you're going out and spending it. But what's stopping you from investing today?
Yeah, stopping is the main reason is lack of knowledge. And from where to start, how to start. Because there are now so many things on social media. I see like some people suggesting this, some other people suggest. So I'm a little bit confused, not on the clear right path. So that's why. And now I think I will got clear path from you.
Got it. Yes, that is the idea. I'll construct a portfolio for you in just a bit so that we know how you can first up invest that surplus amount that you have, right? 25,000-30,000 per month, and also that 5 lakhs, whether you should be investing it. In fact, let's get into it right away with the 5 lakhs. Somya, the idea is at any point in time when you are starting your investing journey or you're trying to sort your personal finances, you want to first make sure that the big risks are taken care of. What does that mean? Today, you have a car loan that is costing you 15,000 rupees per month. Correct? And that's going to continue for 4 more years.
Yeah, years.
Yeah. Now, in that case, and outside of that, you don't have any other major expenses. Yeah. So 30,000 is where you're at in terms of spending. So ideally, you want to have 6 to 8 months of expenses saved up in a very safe place. So that in case, God forbid, you can't work for some reason, you fall ill, you're between jobs.
Yeah, understood.
You are never under pressure ki I don't have money at all for all these obligations, commitments that I have made. That is the first thing. Now, out of the 5, I would say 2 lakhs, essentially 2.2 lakhs goes towards just creating that. This is called an emergency fund. So So that is ready now. You don't have to, think about it. Yeah. Where to keep this emergency fund? Look, you can optimize by investing it in bonds or arbitrage funds or debt mutual funds. You can do that. You can create an FD out of it. what I would recommend is at the start, don't try to over optimize it, because you're kind of used to right now having this money in your bank account, right? Does that give you mental comfort to know that you have this money in the account?
Yeah, it's somewhat.
Somewhat?
It gives.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say out of the 5 now, we only keep 2 in the bank account for now. The remaining 3 gets invested. How do you feel about that? So now the money in your bank will be no longer 5, but will be 2 lakhs.
2.
Does that make you feel safe, or is it, I don't know, it's now less money in the account that I'm used to?
Yeah, so at first it is like obvious, it is like but I will get used to it, so it will be like okay, because like the money will be grow only, so it will be okay for me.
Correct. Yeah. And after some time, what you want to do is, with the 3 lakhs that you've already saved up, do you have any specific purchases you want to make in the next few years, or certain goals that you have that you want to use this money for, and the money that you would save in the future?
Yeah, so like goal is like first is to like purchase a new house.
Okay.
Yeah, and the second goal is like I want to do a startup. So for that purpose also, I would require some.
Got it.
So basically these are the my first priority goals. Yeah.
Understood. So any reason you want to buy a house specifically? Because you said you're living in a family-owned house with all your family. Any reason you specifically want to buy a house, and when do you ideally want to buy it?
Yeah, in 5-6 years I want to buy, and the reason is like because I need a property for as I said, the house is small.
Okay.
According to the family.
Okay.
And also my brother is going to be married in 1-2 years, so for that reason also we are looking for a new house and a new property. Yeah.
Got it. And the house that you want to ideally buy, the size, the locality, how much would it cost right now?
1.5 crore to 2 crores.
1.5 to 2 crores. Got it. And have you shared that you want to buy a house with your family, with your parents, grandparents?
Yeah, I have talked with my father about it.
So when you buy that house, will you be selling this current one, or will you keeping this and buying that one as well?
No, keeping this one, not on. We will not sell this.
Understood. And when you told your father about this goal that you have, did he also tell you that he also wants to contribute in the purchase of that house?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So we'll again go through some numbers and figure out if that would be possible, and how we can make that happen. Is the idea of living in a rented house an absolute no-go, or is it something that you would consider for a few years?
We will not consider living in a rent house.
Got it.
We want to purchase, yeah.
Got it. All right. That's perfectly rational. So the house that you want to buy is about, let's say, 1.5 crores. Okay. Is that a fair estimate, or do you want to make it 2?
No. Okay.
1.5?
We can keep 1.5 crore.
1.5 crores. So the minimum down payment you need to make is 30 lakhs, 20%. So look, Somya, you need about 30 lakhs, correct, for your home loan down payment 5 years later. We can assume a 6% or 7% inflation here, which takes the amount that you need to around 40 to 42 lakhs, correct? At 6% about 40, at 7% about 42. Now, in that case, if you were starting from zero and you wanted to save for that, you would need about 53,000 rupees per month as an investment.
Okay.
The good thing is that you already have some money saved up, and your father will also be contributing to a part of this, correct? So now in that case, we will just back calculate it. So we'll say do you want to contribute, let's say, out of the 30, 15 lakhs?
Yeah.
There you go. Once we enter 15, future value will be 21,000, and you would need an SIP of about 27,000 today to hit that target.
Okay.
I have assumed a 10% return here. Now, just think about this number, right? 21 lakhs. You want to get there in 5 years. How can you do that? So here's a step-up calculator. If you invest 25,000 rupees per month, the return is 10%, and you increase this 25,000 by 5% every year. Does that seem like a rational estimate to make, that your that you would be able to increase it by 5% every year?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. 10% is also okay for me. No issue.
10% is also okay. So we'll do 10%. In that case, I've already assumed here that you're investing 3 lakhs out of the 5 that you have saved for. So given the 3 lakh invested, let's say you invested this week and you invest 25,000 starting from this month for the next 5 years, you would have 28.28 lakhs in total 5 years later.
Okay.
So Somya, remember this, right? You have 28 lakhs here. What you actually need is 21 lakhs.
21 lakhs.
Yeah. So you would hit that goal and you will still have some more money, which is the place where you'd want to be ideally, correct?
Yeah.
In that case. One aspect that you really need to consider though, when you're planning for these goals that you have, is that there could be a chance, if you think about it, if you if you follow this investment plan, you have about 28-30 lakhs in another 5 years. Now, out of that amount, if you are putting away 20 lakhs out of the 28 that you have saved, then you're left with just 8 lakhs.
Yeah.
That is a point in time, if you think about it, you are 27 and 28 years old. You told me your brother is 25 and he would get married in a couple of years. You'd also have that kind of timeline in mind, right? You'd get married in between, say, 27 and 28 and 30. Now, at that point in time, you have to consider that when you are starting such an important phase of your life where you have more responsibilities, and in today's world, even partners earn money, so it becomes a double income household that has its own benefits. But you have to ask yourself, would you be comfortable and safe to have about 8 to 10 lakhs just before starting your married life as a part of your savings? So instead of contributing 15 lakhs here, what if you contribute 10 lakhs? So instead of contributing 50%, what if you contribute 1/3? In that case, right, you'd have about 14 lakhs that goes out, 14-15 lakhs. And you have 28 to 30 lakhs now. So half of it is still yours, and you are in a position today to have your father, who has the financial might, to be able to help you out in that process. And if you think about it, he's also going to be a part of that house, correct? So contributing to it also makes him feel, he's doing what he's supposed to do. So from both those angles, think about it. Because one very important aspect that you have to consider here is once you pay for this down payment, there is the loan that also has to be EMI that also has to be paid for.
Yes.
So let's say your house cost is about 1.5 crores. In the future, let's see how much it would cost. So we can convert this into, in the future, the house will cost 2.1 crores. Okay. Out of which 40 lakhs you're paying as down payment, roughly. Or let's say in 42 lakhs, right? So 1.5, let's say you take a loan for 1.5, 1.6. At that point, then for a 1.5 crore loan, even for a 30-year tenure, and we consider interest rate to be 8.7, the EMI is still 1.18. And if it's a 1.6 crore loan, the EMI will be 1.25. Yeah. Okay. Now, generally, it is recommended that you take a 20-year loan and not a 30-year loan. In that case, it goes to 1.4. But let's say you take a 30-year loan because you have the entire life ahead of you, and both there are two earning members here, right, who can contribute towards the EMI, and then you can reduce it in the future as well. But in that case, the EMI has to be between 1.2 and 1.4, right, for a 20 and 30-year home loan. So you also have to consider the EMI at that stage.
Yes, absolutely.
Because if your salary is 8 lakhs today, okay, 5 years later, let's say it increases by 10% every year. 5 years later, it is 13 lakhs. CTC. So in hand, maybe, okay, you would jump jobs, you would get promotions, so it possibly can be higher than 10%. Correct? So you could be very well be making 20 lakhs at that stage. But 20 lakhs is also about 1.3, 1.4 in hand. And the loan itself is 1.2. So you have to consider all these factors at that stage, whether it can be possible to pay for that expense. These numbers will perhaps give you more clarity as to what kind of conversations you need to have with your dad as well for all these various goals that you have, which becomes a great starting point, because in clarity, in data, you find solutions once you have got a good grip on those two things. So yeah, does that help you out? Do you know now what to talk about talk to your father about and how to go about this? All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Any other goals that you have, Somya, that you want to save for? You said you want to save for a business, and we'll get into that in just a bit. But any other goals that you want to save for outside of that?
Yeah, like the marriage is also covered in this one. So
correct. Got it. So look, if you make that lower down payment, you have some money available for marriage, right?
Yeah.
So it all sort of ties in. So Somya, tell me one thing. In terms of the money that you today have, how much can you invest per month? There's a surplus of about 25 to 30,000 rupees. How much would you be comfortable investing every single month?
25K.
25K. Got it. Yeah.
Easily I can invest 25K per month.
Superb. Okay, so Somya, if you, let's say, start a 25,000 rupee SIP like you want to now, and you said you can very easily bump it up by 10% every year. Now, in that case, can you give me an idea as to what kind of money you think you would have? Let's say if you continue this till the time you're working and you stop working, which is say 55, 60. Any idea how much this would grow to?
50 crores.
50 crores. So here we go. I'm going to show you something. So look, you start a 25,000 rupee SIP. Increase it by 10% every year. I've assumed a 12% return, which is me being very conservative.
Okay.
The Indian market has actually done between 13 and 15% returns over a longer period. And you invest till the age of 60. You would have 66 crores at that stage. Now the thing is though, you have other goals in life as well, right? SNA ki, this 25,000 essentially gets just invested for something that will happen 35, 38 years later. That's not practical. So then in that case, you want to look at how much other investments you have as well. If you invest even the 3 lakhs that you have today, now you have almost 70 crores at the time of retirement. Having said that, you have various other goals in life which you want to invest for. One is the down payment of your house. So when you're 28, if you put in your share of 10 lakhs, which at that time is worth 16 lakhs, then basically that amount gets deducted from your investments. So you have about 44 lakhs, now you have 29 lakhs after paying for this. Okay. Now, you also said you have the wedding goal that you have in mind. So if you pay for that as well, another 10 lakhs, which is at that time, by the way, 21 lakhs at a 10% inflation, you'll again deduct it from your portfolio. So now you have 17 lakhs when you begin your married life at that stage. Now, you tell me what other goals you have in mind, and we'll enter the values, and then we'll see how much money you have at the end of your work life, which is at the age of 60. If you want me to put in other goals, we will put those in and we'll find out right away how that would work out.
Yeah, I want to do my own startup.
Okay. So how much money do you think you would need again, I know this is very far in the future, so you may not have an idea, but is there a number that you have in mind still? Some vague idea?
Currently, I think it's 1 crore investment.
Okay. And what would you need that crore for the startup? For what activities? For what purposes?
Yeah, so for the infrastructure purpose, for the resources.
Okay.
For the team building.
Okay. Got it.
For managing the office expenses and everything.
Got it. So usually when people start a company, Somya, you know, when you read about different founders, their journeys, either they have the business itself generating that cash flow. So the classic Indian examples of that are Zerodha and Zoho. Both companies have never raised external funding. They generated their own money, used that to grow their business, invested that back into the business. The business grew, gave them more money, and now they are both thriving. Thousands of crores of revenue per month, lot of profit as well. That's one way to go about starting a business, where you generate enough cash and that becomes funneled, that gets funneled back into the business. Second way is you raise money.
Yeah.
So now you have to sort of, at that stage, whenever you figure it out, what it is the idea, what you need the money for, how much money you need, which out of these two are the best approaches to take. Because, saving a crore, we'll go through the sheet once again, right? After the two goals that you have, you would have a crore when you are 36 years old. Okay. Provided you invest 25,000. Now that 25,000 could become higher. But we have assumed a starting SIP of 25,000. The reason again I'm sharing this with you is because it gives you clarity, right? At the age of 36, I have a crore. Obviously, you wouldn't put that entire money into one activity. In most cases. Correct? If you have a crore, you'll maybe put 50-60% of it if you really believe in that idea. So, does this help you out? Having this clarity as to...
Yeah, it is okay. But just want to know that can I do it like make early also?
If you want to make a crore earlier, and you still want to have these two big expenses, right? The house and the wedding. Yeah. In that case, let's say we take out the house and the wedding, right? Let's say we just take this out for a second.
Yeah.
Then in that case, you get there at 32. Look, end of 32, you get there. Now the other way you can get there is basically we increase your estimated returns, right, to 12%, let's say. Then in that case, let's see when you get to a crore. Somewhere again, 32nd year, but a little earlier. Now, you may be wondering, and tell me if you are, when you hear your maybe friends talk about investing, they maybe would have gotten more returns than 12%, possibly. Maybe your brother, maybe your parents.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, I have assumed 12% to be conservative. The Indian stock market has done 13.5%, 14.5%, 15.5% if you have a well-diversified portfolio of large, mid and small cap stocks. That means you have the largest companies, you have medium-sized companies, and you have the smallest companies as well in the Indian public market. So invest in everything. Blended return will be about 14.5%, 15% historically. So if I make this, let's say 14%, then you get to a crore again 31st year. So that should be your sort of marker. Around 30, 32, you will get there with these investments. But again, we have assumed a 14% return here, which is actually what the Indian stock market has historically returned across a diversified portfolio, a little more than that in fact. But markets are unpredictable in the future. We don't know how the stock market will behave, right? I always ask people to focus on what you can control, which is how much you can invest. How much you can invest is directly proportional to how much you can earn. Again, that is in a way in your control, because what if you can upskill yourself, earn 30,000-50,000 rupees extra per month? You're already doing very well for your age. Side income, it could be something else. The business that you want to start, that could start as a side business. Correct? While you're still working.
Yes.
And then once you're confident in that, that could become the main gig as well. Once it goes past your actual day job money. Now, that's why anyone who is under 30 or any age, this is more relevant, but even more relevant I feel for someone under the age of 30, have a budget every month that you pay towards educating yourself. And there are so many courses, so many ways you can get skilled today. Once you increase your skill set, you increase your earning capacity, so you just have more money to invest. So, think of money that you save, especially early on in life, and you use it to upskill yourself or to build your investment foundation. That will set you up in a much stronger way financially over the next 10 years. And I can see this spark in you where you have this fire in your belly to do something, right? You want to have your own business. You already saved 5 lakhs. I mean, that's a huge amount of money. I know clients, when they first talk to me, they're 35 years old, they don't have 5 lakhs saved up, even though they're earning 3-4 lakhs a month. Should be very, very happy about that. In terms of where to invest this money, Somya, what you want to do is you can take 2 approaches here. The first approach is slightly more safer, where out of the 30,000 that you want to invest, some of this goes towards bonds or safer instruments, not entirely stocks, through mutual funds, all under the mutual fund umbrella. The reason to take this safer approach, I'll tell you why, is that you're investing for the first time in your life. So far, you have seen how compounding works in videos and in books that you have read.
Yes.
You have heard how Warren Buffett made his money. Or you hear about someone in your family, friend circle, they have made a lot of money.
Yes.
Now the thing is, when you actually have your hard-earned money invested in the stock market and you see its value go up and down, on the 4th of June when the when the election results were announced, the markets were down almost 8% that day.
Yes.
So to imagine you've put in now, out of the 5, let's say you're investing 3 lakhs. The entire 3 lakhs gets invested, and within a week the portfolio is down 15,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees. You will feel stressed, you will feel anxious.
Yes. Yes.
And what ends up happening is your first experience of how investing works becomes the foundation for how you look at investments, how you look at mutual funds. So if you invest, your money grows, you're like, this is magic, I want to do more of it. If you invest and the market drops, and that does happen, the Indian market has actually dropped 40 out of the past 44 years by 10%. So 10% drops are annual events. It's almost as regular as the rainy season. Correct? It happens every year. Sometimes come hota hai. Either be sometimes come drop hota hai.
Yeah.
So the idea behind this is that when you are investing in bonds as well as stocks, it reduces your returns to some extent. But whenever the market falls, your falls are lower. You don't fall as much, which helps you stay invested, which helps you not fear investing. The way you invest safely is by also, you invest in mid and small caps, yes, but out of the 15 to 16,000 rupees goes towards a balanced fund. Now the balanced fund puts in some part of the money that you invest in bonds, or if it's a multi-asset fund, some amount in bonds, some amount in gold as well. So in one fund, you get all 3 in one go, or bonds and stocks in one go. So out of the 30,000, if you invest 15 to 20,000 in such a fund, you're left with 10,000. Then the 10,000 gets divided, let's say 6,000 rupees in the mid-cap fund and 4,000 rupees in a small-cap fund.
Okay.
So mid-cap funds are funds that invest in stocks that are ranked between 100 and 250th in terms of size in the Indian stock market. And small cap then are between 250 and 500. Large cap are the top 100 stocks by size in the Indian stock market. So you get a lot of the large cap exposure to the balanced fund that you invest in, because most of the balanced funds, when they're investing in stocks, they're buying the largest stocks. So that would be the safer approach. The more aggressive approach would be you don't have a balanced fund at all, so you don't have any bonds exposure. You invest that in, say, a Nifty 50 index fund or a Sensex index fund that invests in India's top 50 or top 30 companies. But then you have to be prepared for the falls. And let me tell you what those falls could look like. Right? That is important. So Funds India has done this research where they looked at, so this is if the entire money is in the stock market. So your average 10-year return is 13%. Okay? And the lowest it has dropped is minus 59%. And lowest 1-year return is minus 55%. Okay? Now, if you add 30% bonds or debt to your portfolio, your 10-year returns are 12%, down from 13 to 12. But the lowest it has fallen is minus 40% instead of minus 60% almost here.
Yeah.
And the lowest 1-year return is minus 35 instead of minus 55. So can you tell how big a difference that 30% bonds makes to your portfolio?
Yes.
It can really be the cushion when the market starts to fall. Now over obviously 15 and 20 years, you will see a slightly bigger difference, right? So over a 15 and 20 year period, you will see a difference of about 2%.
Yeah.
And that 2% can actually be the difference between having several crores more later on in life. But at the start at least, I feel this approach where you have some bonds is essential because it's your first exposure to the stock market or investing in general. So Somya, I would recommend having a hybrid fund or a multi-asset fund for your for 15-20,000 rupees of your 30,000 rupee SIP, the rest into mid and small caps and 6 and 4,000 allocation. If you want to be aggressive, a Nifty 50 or a large mid-cap index for the 15,000-20,000 rupees, the rest across mid and small caps. Yeah, but I would again recommend the first approach because you're new to investing. Do you want to know how much money you would require for retirement?
Yes.
Yes. So Somya, you're 22 years old right now.
Yes.
What is your desired retirement age, ideally?
Yeah, 60.
60? Okay, let's keep 60. How much money you would want during retirement? Forget inflation. This formula, this calculator assumes that already. So as per today's expenses, how much would you want your retirement income to be?
Monthly.
Monthly, yes.
Around 2 lakhs.
2 lakhs? Okay. So then in that case, assuming a 6% inflation, you need about 46 crores that you need to have saved up at that stage in the future.
46 crores.
Yeah. Now the thing is though, let's go through these numbers, right? If you do a 30,000 rupee SIP, that grows at 12%, 10% annual step up till the age of 60, you have 83 crores that you have.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the thing is, though you will have other expenses in life. So let's just say we'll put in one tertiary expense. Do you want to assume the home loan down payment here that goes in?
Yes, home loan.
Yeah. So there you go. Home loan down payment, we reduce that. Do you want to add your wedding expense too?
No. Don't add marriage.
No. Okay. No wedding expense. Yeah. And we'll just assume that at the age of 40, you need 25 lakhs for something. There will be some expense.
Okay.
Which is worth 1.38 crores at that stage.
Yeah.
So we'll just assume that. You could use it for anything. But expense to hoga hi, so we'll assume something or the other. We'll assume another, we'll say miscellaneous here. Now what we'll do is we'll assume another 25 lakh expense when you're 45 years old. So you again basically deduct money from your, so at that time it's 2.46 crores. Now we have how many, so we have made a home loan down payment, we have spent 1.3 crores and we have spent 2.46 crores. So Somya, after paying for your home loan down payment and after spending about 4.5 crores through your work life, you still have 48 crores at the age of 60. What you need for retirement with a 2 lakh monthly income is 46 crores. Now let's say this grows at 13%. Then you have 62 crores. What was the historical growth rate of the Indian stock market? Around 14%. If it grows like that, you are at about 80 crores. So that 2% difference, you're essentially between 46 and 80 crores. That's the range you'll be playing at. With a 30,000 rupee SIP that you start. And once you become more comfortable with the idea of investing, you lower your bond allocation and you increase your equity allocation. So automatically you get more, you're now comfortable with the ups and downs, you know what happens, you've seen the benefit of it. So next time it drops, after you become comfortable with it, you're not as scared. Because you know aise to hote hi rehta hai. I have already gone through that in the past. Yeah. And earlier when I spoke about covering for risk at the start, one was the emergency fund that you can build towards the 2 lakhs out of the 5 that you have saved up. Outside of that, the two very essential aspects that as a young person you have to consider is having a health insurance and having a term insurance. So, do you have a health insurance right now? No. Is there a corporate health plan through your company that you're covered with?
No.
Okay. So, Somya, this becomes absolutely vital. I want you to take this very seriously because if there is a health emergency today, and it may not even be a disease or illness related emergency, right? It could be you're walking in your house, you trip and you break your leg. Very painful, not just for your body but also for your finances. Because suddenly now you have to pay 50, 60,000, 1 lakh rupees for that entire procedure. Maybe more if it's something more serious. You have 5 lakhs saved up, so you may be wondering, okay, I can just pay for that. Yeah. But imagine out of the 5, 1 lakh is just going for some freak health injury. That's a large amount, right? Going for something like this. Yeah. Whereas for someone like you, a 10 to 12,000 rupee per year health insurance policy will be superb. It can cover you for easily 10 lakhs. If you pay around 15,000, it can cover you even for 1 crore. So that would be a massive cover. I would recommend you get one right away. And what I'm going to do is,
I will consider it.
Yeah, after this call, I have a health insurance course where in 15 minutes you know which plan to buy. So I'm going to give it to you for free. The second thing is the term insurance. Are you aware as to how it works?
No, I
No.
don't know.
Okay. So a term insurance is, consider it as income replacement if you pass away prematurely. So you are able to earn this money, you are able to save this money and then provide your family. Today you don't have any direct dependence on you. But at the same time, in the future, there would be dependence, right? With your own family. Maybe with even your own parents. For a lot of Indian parents, kids are their retirement plan. Do you think that's the case with your parents too, where they would rely on you for retirement to some extent?
For some extent, yes, but not fully.
Not fully, to some extent, yeah. Which is, I think, a lot of households are heading towards that. Yeah. Now in this case, it becomes again super important. You are young. Term insurance essentially means you're paying an insurance company a certain amount of money every year, and it's a small amount. For you, it would be around 10,000 rupees or so for a 1 crore cover. So you're paying a small amount and you sign a contract with the insurance company. And in that contract, you say that my responsibility is I'll pay 10,000 rupees. Your responsibility is that in the next 30 years, if I pass away, you pay 1 crore to my parents.
Okay.
That 1 crore is entirely tax free. They don't have to pay any tax on it. So, Somya, because you're 22, the money that is charged by an insurance company when you buy a term insurance is very low. Comparatively, let's say when you're 25, 30, 35, simply because as a 22-year-old, you tend to be healthy. The chances of you passing away are much lower than someone older. So, for someone of your age, you can actually get a 1 crore cover for around 6,000-7,000 rupees, up to 10,000 rupees in that range. A 2 crore cover you can get for between 12 and 15,000 rupees, 12 and 16,000 rupees. So it's that low an amount. It's 1,200 rupees, 500 rupees at the most per month, if you boil it down that way. So if you buy a good health insurance cover, if you buy a good term insurance cover, that will be about 25 to 30,000 in total for the year. But then you mentally know that even if something goes wrong that is not in my control, that emergency will be paid for if it's health and death related.
Okay.
One more very important aspect to consider here is, do your parents, do your grandparents also have health insurance or they don't have health insurance?
Yeah, they have.
They have? Okay.
They have.
And what about your brothers, both of them?
No.
They don't? Okay. So it becomes very vital for them also to get it. Not term insurance, health insurance. Term health insurance for your elder brother, if he's earning, he has to get one. Because he'll soon get married. Again, the same rules that apply to you will apply to him. That once you have dependents, and dependents, the way I like to look at term insurance dependents is, they're not immediate dependents, they're dependents that you may have in the next 5 to 10 years as well. Because both health and term insurance are closely tied to your health. If there's a major illness that you develop, a critical illness, then it becomes almost impossible to get term insurance or health insurance. So very vital to think about it right away when you're healthy and fine. That would be your essential financial plan. So you get term insurance, health insurance right away. Health insurance first, second term insurance. Then you start your 30,000 rupee SIP. So, was this helpful, Somya? You dove into multiple things.
Yeah. Yes. It is kind of very, very helpful for me. Thank you for the guidance. And I've learned a great things, get insights, and I've enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it? I am glad. And are you going to promise me that you will get health insurance right away? Term insurance in the next few weeks or next couple of months? And you start your SIP?
Yes. I will start my investing journey right away.
Perfect. Sounds great, Somya. Yeah, this was lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And best of luck. It was lovely talking to you. And you have that spark. Keep at it, because I know you have that jigger to go ahead and do things.
Thank you very much.